Hello students, hope all of you are doing well. In our today's class, we will study the special relationship between banker and customer. So we have already taken care of the general relationship. In general, we have seen primary as well as your subsidiary relationship. Okay, so today we will try to understand the special relationship between banker and customer. So it means the mutual obligation or the duties and rights of the banker and customer. Okay, so when I say mutual, it is for both the parties in common. Okay, so it is held between the banker and customer. So it is the duty of the banker towards his customer. So here following are the special relationship between banker and customer. So there are 9 special relationship between your banker and customer. Whatever I am providing here, whatever numbering I am giving over here, kindly go for the same. Okay, because each and every point is very elaborative here. They have some common points or they have some extra features with it, okay, within it. So that's why whatever numbering I'm putting, kindly go for the same. So the first one is obligation. As I've told you earlier, it is the duty to honor the check, obligation to maintain secrecy of the customer account, right of general lien, right of set off, garnishee order, right of appropriation, then right to charge compound interest, then right to charge incidental charges, and last one is law of limitation. Okay, so in our today's class we will see just a single part of your obligation to honor check. Okay, so what is this obligation or what is the duty of the banker to honor the check of customer? Okay, so here whenever banker receives the deposit from the customer, it is repayable to the customer on demand. Okay, so the demand is to be made by the customer. So whenever we deposit the money, now all of us are having account in the bank, and we have some money which is deposited over there. So whenever we want the money, we should make a proper demand. Okay, so here the demand should be proper. Okay, why it should be proper? As I've told you in the earlier class, there should be proper demand. What proper means, what it should be in writing only. Okay, suppose if you say orally, suppose if you say through telephone, your demand won't be fulfilled. That's why whatever the prescribed format is there, okay, of that particular bank, you have to fill it and give it. That's why the demand should be proper. Okay, customer should present the check to the banker for repayment of his deposit. So when the customer presents the check, it is the duty or obligation of the banker to honor the check and pay the money. So as customers, whenever we go to bank, okay, when we fill withdrawal check, at that time when we give it to the cashier or at the cash counter, he has the obligation, it is his duty to make the payment. Okay, so the condition is that it should be a business day and it should be business hours of the bank. Okay, so at that time he is going to pay. Okay, now there are some conditions to honor check. Okay, kindly make it as 2. I'm sorry for the error made. So conditions to honor check. Okay, honoring the check means what? Honoring the check is simple. So whenever you present the check for payment, if the banker gives you the money, okay, if he gives you the money, so that is what honoring of the check. Okay, so here there are certain conditions which are, or certain things that are to be followed by the banker in order to honor your check. So let's see one by one. Availability of sufficient fund in customers account. Okay, now suppose if you have 10,000 in your account, okay, say SB account, you have 10,000 rupees. Now you are going to the bank and writing 10,500 in your withdrawal check. At that time, is it possible for the banker to give you amount? No, right? So here the banker has to check the availability of sufficient fund. Okay, he has to see that whatever amount you have written in the check, is it there in your account or no. Okay, sufficient funds are there. If there are more funds, it's well and good. Okay, if there are lesser funds, then whatever the amount is written by you, then the banker is going to dishonor the check. Okay, that is, he will deny the payment for that particular check. Okay, next one, applicability of funds. Okay, so your funds must be properly applicable for the payment of customers check. that is presented. Okay, as I've told you, the banker acts as a trustee. Okay, trustee means what? For whatever purpose the money is kept, the banker should see that it is utilized for that purpose only. I had given you the example of father and son. Okay, suppose if the father has deposited the amount for son's education, he has to see that that fund is applied only for educational purpose. Okay, so here he has to see applicability of funds. Okay, now for example, let's take a common example. Generally there will be a college account. Okay, so there will be now MES, as we know, it is a big society. Okay, so that there will be a account in one particular bank, say ABC bank, they have the account. At that time the funds cannot be withdrawn for the personal use by office people or anybody. Okay, why? Because that funds are reserved for that particular organization only. Okay, so the CEO or somebody, principal, nobody can withdraw it for the personal purpose. Okay, so that is what applicability of funds. So he has to check it out whether the funds are utilized properly. Okay, then bankers duly required to pay. Okay, so what is this? The banker will honor his customer's check if it is correct in all aspect, like date, amount in words and figures, signature, etc. So here I have taken just a small specimen. Okay, so here the banker has to check the date. Okay, so what is the validity of check? So it is 3 month. Okay, so here he has to check what is the date, whether the check is post dated or whether the check is a stale check. So these things, stale check and all, we will study in detail in the further classes. Okay, for time being he has to check the date, then he has to check the amount. Okay, amount in both your figures as well as in words he has to check. He has to check the account number, he has to check the signature of the person. Okay, he has to of the account holder, whether the signature is right or no. So he has to check each and everything. Suppose if all the fields are proper, okay, all the required fields are entered properly, and if they are proper, at that time he will give the payment to the customer. Okay, then next one, presentation of check within reasonable time. Okay, so what is this reasonable time? As I've told you, maturity of a check is how many months? 3 months. Okay, so he has to see that the check is presented on reasonable time, that is on or before 3 months. Okay, within 3 months the person has to go and present the check. Suppose he comes after the date, after 3 months, at that time the banker will dishonor the check. Okay, next one, no legal bar or restriction for payment. So here, for honoring customers check, there should not be any legal bar preventing the payment of check. Okay, so there should not be any garnishee order implied. So garnishee order we will study in our future classes. Okay, so here one more example let me give you. Suppose if I give you a check of 5,000. Okay, so what you will do, you will go and put it in your account, or if it is a open check, you will go to the bank directly and cash it. Now I will give the direction to my bank, okay, saying that kindly don't make the payment. At that time the banker won't make you the payment, because I have given the clear cut instruction to the banker. Okay, so here there should not be legal bar. Here legal bar is nothing but the same garnishee order. Okay, so nothing to worry, garnishee order we will study in the further classes. Okay, so this much is sufficient for the day. I hope these things are clear. If not, then you can ask me. Okay, so thank you, have a nice day.